Did he not know that there was no infrastructure in Camp Liberty? There was no plumbing, there was no electric, there was no basis to move anybody in there, even if you were creating a prison. He was there yesterday, apparently, to inspect the facilities. Hopefully, as we asked, the U.S. representative was there with him. But the bottom line is there is no plan, there is no details. All the things that the other speakers have said and will say just underscore the fact that there's been no thinking, there's been no activity with respect to the implementation of this plan, which means that the safety of these 3,400 men and women is still immensely at risk. The deadline may have moved, but the operational ability to now put them in a position where they will be safely and fairly processed is just not been had, and that's what we have to do. The only reason we're where we are today with the slight progress that has been made is because of this persistence and because of the international community. And I have to say my colleagues in the United States have been just absolutely ferocious in terms of pursuing this. I've been on the calls with many of the panels here, panel members here, absolutely ferocious and aggressive in an appropriate way to ensure the things that have to be done to protect these people. We get responses that don't make sense. We get non-responses. Once in a while we get an indication that something might be done. And we have had small signs, very small signs of progress in that area. So our goals here are very simple and really have not changed over the last year. We need to protect the residents of Camp Ashraf and make Camp Liberty a safe and quick transit point for them out of Iraq into other places. We have to delist the MEK. This is the most preposterous circumstance that I've seen in 25 years of investigative, legal, and government service. There is no factual basis for maintaining this group on the Foreign Terrorist Organization list. We have not gotten, all of my colleagues here, generals, former CIA directors, Homeland Security secretaries, attorney generals, not one of us has received a call or a cue from any of our former colleagues that this organization is one that should be cautioned about because it's a terrorist organization. Nothing. Zero. There's not even been a leak in Washington, and you know how quick our government officials in some cases are to leak things. There's not even been a leak that there is some document, there is some redacted memorandum, there is some informant that puts this organization in the preposterous place that the State Department has put it. They put it there in 1997 to appease Iran. Iran said, if you put this organization on the list, we'll have better relations. Well, that was completely ridiculous. The relations got worse. As Governor Ridge said, when he was Homeland Secretary, I was FBI Director, we didn't even assign anybody to the MEK because we knew why it was being put on the list. It was being put on the list to accommodate Iran. And that policy of appeasement and accommodation has continued and continues today. One of the strongest things that the United States of America could do to not only support Iranian freedom, but also to send a clear message to the regime in Tehran that their terror enterprise is coming to an end would be to recognize the only organized resistance, the only credible human rights organizational enterprise for Iranian freedom, take it off the list and take it off the list immediately. So one of our conversations, I'll close with this, one of our conversations with a very senior government official went as follows. We said, look, we're not government officials anymore. We don't claim to have access to all the information you have, but everything we know, everything we've heard, commands that this organization be delisted. And we said that if the decision has already been made within the administration, I believe a decision has already been made, whether to continue the listing or delist it. just accelerate that decision. You know, don't spend the next 16 months. We've already had 16 months since the Court of Appeals found the Secretary of State to have violated the due process rights of the PMOI, and 16 months of no response. If the government has made that decision, we believe that they have made the decision because there is no basis to keep the listing. They need to announce it, they need to promote it, they need to publicize it quickly. That would be a huge step in getting us where we need to go. Thank you very much.